Hey there guys, Scott with PassMasters here with another question of the day. We'll take a look at it regarding the dominant estate in an easement apartment. Which of the following is most correct? First question, answer, the dominant estate is controlled by the same person who owns the servient estate. Okay, so again, more foreign language. You need to know your definitions here. Here we're talking about an appurtenant easement. Now, first off, what's an easement? An easement is something that allows somebody else non-possessory rights to use somebody else's land. So here when we're talking about an easement appurtenant, an appurtenant easement is attached to land. And so we have two or more pieces of land that are located directly next to each other. When you have an appurtenant easement, there's these names that we refer to the different pieces of land in regards to the easement. The servient estate is the piece of land that essentially issued the easement to the other piece of land. So the easement is being issued to the other piece of land. That owner of that land has the right to use that property, and that person, that piece of land is referred to as the dominant estate. Okay, so let's take a look at this answer again. The dominant estate is controlled by the same person who owns a servient estate. No. They're owned by two different people. That's the reason that we have this easement being issued. If they were owned by the same person, there would be no need for the easement. So that's not correct. Next answer, the dominant estate must be larger in area size than the servient estate. That is false. They could be the same size. One could be smaller, the other could be larger, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. So that's not correct. The next answer, the dominant estate benefits from the easement to a lesser degree than does the servient estate. That's false. That's flipped around. The dominant estate dominates the servient estate. The servient estate's the one that issued the easement in the first place. So let's take a look at this last answer. None of those answers listed are correct. That is the correct answer because we know in going through these answers, none of the answers provided are correct. So let's just verify this here. Okay, good. So hopefully we got that right. Let's take a look at this explanation, get a better understanding. An appurtenant easement attaches to land. Because it benefits the land, it runs with the land, meaning the easement would pass with the title to the land. So giving you a better example maybe of an easement appurtenant, they have these easements referred to as easements by necessity, which are issued to pieces of land that are landlocked, meaning that piece of land has no access to public roads. My sister, her name's Susie, she lives down in Tucson, Arizona, and she has one of these. And the reason being is her land is landlocked. So she has an easement by necessity so that she has essentially an extension off of her driveway that crosses another piece of land. She has to have that. That's why it's called an easement by necessity. Otherwise, there'd be no way for her to leave her land. Okay, so let's move on for a little bit forward. They involve at least two pieces of land, correct, which are located next to each other, and the properties involved must be owned by different people. Obviously, if she owned that other piece of land, she wouldn't need that easement because that other piece of land basically has direct access to a public road. Properties could be the same or different sizes. That's true. We talked about that. Further on, you need to know these definitions. Under an easement appurtenant, the dominant estate, or sometimes referred to as a tenement, is the property that is benefited by the easement appurtenant. And the serving estate or tenement is the property burdened by the easement. So a really good question there covering really kind of a broad bunch of content and details related to easements, and should really give you some better insight for easements for your exam. Keep up the hard work, subscribe to our channel so that you can continue to review these questions of the day and go out and pass your exam the first time and become a real estate superstar. Thanks for viewing.